Hey, how's it going, everybody? Millennials lead the way. All right, man. We're finally back here with another update. Um, I usually do these updates every 3 months or so to kind of give you a kind of an update on where I'm going with a lot of my investments. Um, so I'm gonna try very hard to stay on topic. There's a lot of stuff happening in the world and on the internet. And to be honest, it's all a distraction. So I don't even want to comment on a lot of it, right? Because it's a distraction, right? Nothing more, nothing less. If you guys aren't focused on your financial journey, man, it's very easy to get caught up, man, in all of these distractions. And I'll say this one thing before we start, right? Um, I don't know if I'm lucky, man, or what it is about my life that helps me become this dialed in and focused on the main objective of, just accumulating wealth. Because don't get me wrong, bro, I'm not perfect, man. But I set my life up to where it's so automated. There's not much I can do to fuck up, right? I just hit 14 years in the military. I got my money working for me. I think the only real thing I could do to really screw myself up, bro, is get married. And you guys already know how I feel about that shit. There is no marriage. That's what boomers, Gen Xers, right? That was the lie that was told for, over 100 years. We know today that it don't exist no more. And it was basically a contract with the state. So I think I'm pretty good. But for the average guy that does not have his life set up, you know, when I go home and I talk to my little brothers, man, bro, they got so many distractions, man. I honestly don't know how the average person is gonna stay focused, man. When I was 19, bro, like the cell phone was a thing, but it wasn't as prevalent as it is today. Social media wasn't as heavy as it is today. So, and YouTube, like it always does, it suppresses the videos that can help people and it uplifts fuckery. So, um, you know, I guess the only thing I can say, man, is save yourself, man. And if enough good people do, then, we can actually shape the world in our image, which will, I believe, ultimately be better. So, all right. No more sidetracking. We're going to get straight to it. All right. So, for this energy update, we're going to just touch on the 4 principles I always talk about, right? That's becoming debt free, okay? Establishing your emergency fund, increasing your income, and maintaining a high savings rate. Okay, these are 4 things I've been doing for the longest. And to be honest, it's the only thing I believe you should be doing. Especially for if you don't even have $1,000,000, right? I would definitely say for somebody with less than 100,000, $100,000, right, has been kind of lost to people. Once upon a time in the financial sector, 100 grand was something to actually be proud of. It was the main focus, right? It meaning this is what I pursued before anything else. And it slowly just got lost, right, to a bunch of YouTubers putting out worthless content. But the thing today is, man, 100 grand obviously is not 100 grand. Okay, you could probably find a calculator, inflation calculator to tell you what the new 100 grand is. Um, and that's what you should be striving for, right? Because it's not until you hit that new, whatever the new 100 grand is, where you can actually start to see your money grow. Okay. Now, granted, it's not gonna grow at this insane rate, but it's enough for you to figure out, okay, my money's kind of moving right now. I'm kind of in the spot right now where my money's moving at a pretty decent pace. So let's look at the amount of money that's been paid out so far. So what, my last update, when did I do my last update? October, right? So from October up until now, you can kind of see what's been pushed out, right? And this is, relatively a monthly basis that this money gets pushed out. But you got to ask yourself, there's always the question of, can I do more? Is my money better off in a different strategy? Which I'm going to talk about later on in the video. And then I'm going to kind of talk about two alternatives that I'm going to do going forward with this account. So, but yeah, man, trying to get to that $100,000, bro, I think is extremely vital. One, from a mathematical standpoint, and two, from a motivational standpoint. But it's not enough, right? Because I don't know I don't know who's listening. Out of everybody that's going to listen to this video, which I'm pretty sure YouTube has kind of put my channel in a dark corner, which is fine, right? I'm not a YouTuber. It doesn't matter to me whether you make it or not. But for people that just so happen to come across this video, ask yourself, have you ever had $100,000 in a checkings account? Then ask yourself, are you willing to take the whole $100,000 and throw it into one project? Now, obviously, it doesn't have to be Energea. It can be Apple stock. You threw 100 grand into Apple stock. You threw 100 grand into Tesla. You threw 100 grand into whatever you think is going to work, bro. Like, ask yourself that. Are you willing to do that? I'm not talking about taking 100 grand and splitting that shit up 18 ways from Sunday. Right? I don't fuck all this diversifying bullshit. Are you willing to put the whole $100,000 towards something? Right? Because it's not until you start making those moves where I truly believe you can get out of this purgatory of it's to me, I feel like I'm in purgatory, man. Because anything below $1 million is very hard to get out of. It is extremely hard to get above $1 million. When you think about the shit you got going on in life, taxes, bro, come on, man. You may not ever hit a million unless you start making these bold moves where you're throwing the whole 100 grand into something that you believe is going to work or think is going to work. Right? And that's something that, as the years go by, it becomes more and more apparent. Okay? I talked about this when I would make Fundrise updates about me putting 300 grand into Meta, right? Had I done that, I would have been in a different, we would be having a different conversation. Maybe somewhat similar, but a different conversation. Same thing with Tesla, right? Had I put the money in Tesla versus Energia, probably be in a different spot right now. Shit, today, I could still put this money into Tesla and be in a different spot right now. Right? So, I don't know, man. It's something that I always think about, you know? And it just leads me to believe what two different alternatives I have going for this account. Now, the first alternative is I really like Energia, right? I like the mission. The returns aren't bad, right? The returns aren't bad. Okay? And you know, for 3 years, that's really not a long time, right? For 3 years. I think I got like one more year left realistically before I can sell some of these. Let me see. So, in 26, right? Basically end of 26, right? I can sell the majority of these penalty free, right? I could sell the majorities of these next year, take 100% of it, and kind of throw it into one singular stock. The second alternative I was thinking of is instead of reinvesting my dividends for this year, I take the money that I get every single month and I start to throw it into the stock that I believe is gonna yield the best results. Okay? There's a specific stock that I was thinking about. I'm not gonna say it on here, right? But there's one that I'm thinking of. I've been watching it for quite some time. And again, right, I'm not gonna take this money out of here because one, I'm getting some good returns, bro. Right? For what it is, you know, this really isn't a good reflection of the amount of money I have in here because a lot of this money was added later on in the year, right? So, you know, that last piece was added much later on. So, you know, that's just the thoughts I kind of have going forward with Energia. Just basically what to do with the income going forward, right? Do I reinvest it? Do I take the money and throw it into something that I want to start to build up? Right? That's the question, right? Because let me tell you something, man. Reinvesting 100 grand is kind of where you want to be at. You know, if I had like maybe 10 grand in here, taking the dividends from that, you know, wouldn't be as beneficial as it is taking, let me see something. You know, taking 100 grand from that, right? So taking about $600. What is this? About $1,700 a month, and kind of, you know, that 1,700 plus monthly contributions to whatever it is I'm trying to build. Okay, and that's not even touching the principal on this. So, and you know, I kind of see some of these returns going up as well, man, as they start to add more projects. I am kind of interested in the in the U.S. one, man. But if we're being honest, man, like, bro, the U.S., man, there's so many greedy people in the U.S., man, like, and shit's kind of so inflated. I can only imagine how difficult it is to try to find a good deal in the States. I don't think it's impossible, And if I'm being honest, bro, I'm seeing a lot of solar farms standing up. Like even where I am in North Carolina, man, I was driving down I-95, and dude, I saw like maybe three large ass solar farms. I saw a large one in Georgia, I saw a large one in Florida, and I see multiple huge ones in North Carolina. So these solar farms are really starting to pick up. Okay, like it's a real deal. Obviously, it ain't being talked about, but yeah, I'm seeing them stand up. Every time I see a apartment complex stand up, there's usually a giant ass solar farm somewhere close to it. So, just saying. But I still believe it's probably very difficult to find the right deal in the States. Going off of their last update to the investors, it looks like they may have been close to getting a deal, but I don't know how that's going. So, we'll see on that. Let's look at the Brazil fund. This is like the hitter right here, bro. This is one of those, one of those projects where I was kind of like, damn, dude. Maybe, just maybe, I should have put, at least 2 hundo in here. But it is what it is, right? It's, granted, this is the most risky one. It don't feel like it, right? It feels like shit goes pretty smooth here. Brazil seems to be the hot spot, man. And I'm not just talking about the passport bros, which... there's a lot of them tricks over there going, but this is just like Brazil in general, right? I think will be the new hotspot for a lot of stuff. I think on the last update they kind of talked about the problems they had with this project. That was pretty interesting. And then this is the new one coming up. I think it usually takes a little while to get pictures upload it, but they usually put a picture in there at some point. And then these, I don't even know if these are even gonna get continued. They may, I think, depending on how much money gets raised for the fund. So, which there's like, when I look at how much money is being raised for the fund, it looks like everybody's going to this one, man, because like 22 mil versus the other two funds. Yeah, man, people are definitely attracted to that number right there. But, and it's only normal, right? I'm pretty sure had I put 300 grand into this one, my returns would be a lot different right now. So, but, this fund right here has kind of been picking up a lot as well. They actually got a lot of stuff going on in South Africa as well. A lot of new deals are being signed with these guys down here. So they got a bright future ahead of them. And, everything's pumping out cash flow in this portfolio, man. So I'm interested to see what 2025 kind of brings for this portfolio. And I'm going to make my decision before the next payout on whether I continue to, reinvest this money or just start taking from the pile. Because I honestly believe, man, if I don't start taking from this, I'm more like, I'm probably just going to want to take from the principal. And I really don't want to do that, not before the 3 years are up, right? I only got one more year for these. And I got 2 years for this one. So we'll see, man. We'll see what happens, bro. We'll see what next year holds, man. All right, we'll see how they get down with it. So, if you guys are an investor with Energea, they usually do quarterly seminars where they kind of get on on video, a live feed, and they give an update on the company. They do a yearly update, which is around the time they do that yearly update of the company, and then they kind of give you some future projections on what the company is gonna do. So yeah, if you're an investor, definitely tune in for that, bro, and ask whatever questions you got, man. That would be the time. This is the only company that I know that actually does that, right? Every type of company that's kind of set up the way they are. So like Fundrise is kind of set up as in like how it's structured. Maybe not the type of projects they invest in, but the structure of it is kind of the same. It's under the same law, basically. So, but yeah, I don't think anybody from fucking what's the Yield Street, they ain't fucking doing a live feed. Ben Miller from Fundrise ain't doing a fucking live feed with y'all. You know, Grant Cardone ain't doing a lot. So Grant Cardone does live videos on YouTube, but involving the actual fund, I don't think at least I don't think so. I don't think he does them. So, but he does enough live videos on YouTube where you kind of don't even need to. So, but yeah, man. Yeah, so those are my thoughts for that. I had a little bit of spice, bro, but like always, man, I kind of forget it. And maybe it's good that I do, man. Again, I don't want to keep distracting you guys. There's more than enough distractions, bro. Okay? Be it the gender war going on, which... Okay, I'm not... Dude, it's so hard not to get distracted. All right. This is the end of the video, man. That's all I got. Remember, man, stay focused. Stay motivated. Don't be a fucking quitter, right? Don't opt out because shit isn't going your way or you're not going as fast as you think you might be going. Keep pushing, bro. Keep getting to it, man. Everybody's gonna get their turn. And yeah, man. That's all I got, bro. Millennials, lead the way.